name is Cypher Morrison, and this is This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Yeah. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio.
Hey, Doug, do you realize you're live right now?
All right, welcome here today on This Week in Car Audio. The label is wrong, but I will correct it once we are done with this live feed. Up in your top left corner, I have Team Send It Dave Bradshaw. And in the bottom, we have Stacey McClelland. That's bass girl from Canada. So it's one of our Canadian brethren. If sounds all right. Once again, to let everybody know, I cannot see any of the chat unless it is in the Sonic FX page. So first off, like I said, I'd like to welcome these people, and let's see here. I'm gonna get this going here. Find my live stream. Where is my live stream? Anyway, hi guys. What you guys been up to? Stacey? Oh, unmute yourself, please. You're still muted. There you go.
Sorry about that.
Sweet. So would you mind telling us about your, how you got into car audio and stuff, please?
How I got into car audio? Well, thank you for having me on the show. It's an honor. I've been having rewarding experiences with car audio and very special experiences for a long time. It actually started out, a long story short, before I met my husband, Peak Freak Danny, and his pops. Peak Freak Danny, he broke his foot and sold all his stereo equipment to Pops, who got involved in car audio, and then Danny came here to Canada to meet his mom, thank goodness for a visit, because then we met. And Pops was insistent that we make it back for this thing called Autorama. So we made it back for 2002 Autorama, and it was a huge show full of wonderful, welcoming people who took us and welcomed me and explained things. And I think that's where we met Doug.
Yes, ma'am.
And yes, we met Anna and Rusty Flowers of DC Audio and Brian Nyman, and just so many wonderful people. And it's been about family for me ever since the start, way back in 2002.
Okay. Hey, so people that don't know, just want to say hi to Tristan Paris and Tiffany Paris out in Barbados. For you guys that don't know, Saint Vincent had a volcanic eruption on I think it was Thursday or Friday. So currently, Barbados is under a bunch of ash right now. You know, you guys are probably too young to remember when Mount St. Helens erupted. I was all the way down in LA at the time, and even LA looked like somebody snowed just from the ash, you know, all the way from Mount St. Helens up in Washington area. So, you know, they're in the same Caribbean area. So, you know, our prayers and good thoughts go out to St. Vincent's, and hopefully you know, everybody can get out of there and get to a safe spot. Economy can open up. Beyond that, in the video, some of you guys saw Mike McClelland. He was also known as Old Man Mike. That was the name I gave him at the shows. Dave knows I tend to name some people at the shows just with whatever, right?
Yeah.
So Old Man Mike, he was in there. Once again, this Stacey is his daughter-in-law. So Old Man Mike was in that video. For anybody that ever questions whether somebody is dedicated to a competition, let me tell you about Old Man Mike. That guy literally. So I'm gonna start first. So he shows up to one of my shows. We used to have a pizza taste-off out at Sacktown Car Audio, and he just rolled in one day with this van. Ugly as sin Astro van, right? It might have been it might have been an Econoline or something. I don't know. It was just a regular van, right? And he rolls in, and he's got this box in there, and I'm gonna, dude, that looks whatever. I mean, you know, it's up to you. And he runs in. He goes in the lane. He does like a 138, and he's got amps in the back and batteries and subwoofers. Now he's running Gravity. This is straight flea market stuff. So I don't think anything of it. And he runs, and I go, Mike, can I give you a hint? Let's flip your box over. So I go, how easy is that for you to do? He goes, next weekend, I'll have it flipped over. I'll be ready for your show. Comes to my next show and does, I think, a 151.6 just by flipping his box over. So Gately knows the guy really well. He worked with Gately a little bit. But anyway, but Mike, so this guy, military veteran, correct, Stacey? Yes, right?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you. So he's a military veteran. I don't remember which branch of service, but we did talk about it a little bit. And, you know, so he was living on that money, basically. If you saw him in the videos, you know, that we just showed, he looked old back when I met him back in like 2003, 2005, something like that, right? So he was hella old then. And, so he was living off that. He was literally living inside of his speaker box, inside of his van. And then he would use his money that he got for retirement, whatever, to build up his amps and subs and batteries, and then drive to a show and compete. That was his competition money. So him and I, that's some serious dedication. All these people out here that say they're dedicated, yeah. And that was the next thing. So Rick Garcia, you know, we talked about him in the last couple of shows, him and his kid. So yeah, sorry. So he was using Gravity subs, and Rick says he was doing low 50s, and then we finally convinced him he needs to check out, you know, let's play a couple of frequencies and let's see where your van actually sits. And so we got his right frequency. He got to mid 50s, just like that. So he was really big into bass race. On a personal note, I know he had some issues with other people throughout, you know, but who doesn't? But personally with me, nothing but a great guy. Have nothing but respect for the brother. He passed away in November-ish.
December 2019, we lost
There you go.
Fox.
Yes.
He'll always be remembered and loved for
He
sure.
he will be. For me, like I said, for me personally, I had I believe my house was 1,980 square feet, and I retiled the whole downstairs floor. He literally slept outside in his van out in my front yard, and and then came in when I got home from work, and him and I laid tile throughout my entire house. So so he helped me retile my house because at that time I had zero tile experience laying tile. And I can lay stuff out, I can move stuff around, and I'm fairly mechanically inclined. I've been a carpenter, for 31 years, so I could do stuff. But yeah, he absolutely came in. He helped me out. In exchange, I paid him a little bit of money, gave him some free entries into shows. Also, gave him my not epicenter. Yeah, I think anyway, it was a line driver. That's what I gave him. I gave him a line driver, and that bumped him up another 5/10 of a dB because he was using subpar. What's
We
it called?
We love going to Denios to get the
I think
equipment.
we all did at some point. Denials was the spot for everybody in Sacramento.
It was. Yeah. So and then all of a sudden he got sponsored by Gravity, right? Out of nowhere, because shoot, he was making big waves, right? He would go to all these shows. He'd go down to Fresno. He'd go to friggin' no matter where I had a show. Him and Nyman were at all my shows.
Traveled in that van and would sleep in the van and just take the past driver's seat out the side and hope nobody took it during the night and put it back in the morning, and away he went. So
and so the one World Finals that really sticks out with me about old man Mike there, the World Finals. So we had one year we did it down in, I believe it was Daytona Beach or Orlando. But it was in Florida. Needless to say, I was doing the satellite location here in California, but he had some kind of deal where he had to be there in the Florida location. And lo and behold, that guy took him, I don't know, 6 days, 5 days, drove across the country. When he got tired, pulled over, slept in the bed in his box, got back up the next morning, drive all the way across the country, ended it all the way back home, back here to California.
I don't think we have many of those around to this day.
I don't think so. Julio Montanez says, "Hey, what's up?" Kyle Ernie says, "Dude!"
What's up, Kyle? Yo.
Kyle. So, yeah. So, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, like and share, rate my stuff on iHeartRadio and iTunes, please. Because the more downloads and the more likes I get, the more it pushes it up and the more people find out about what we're doing here with the car audio industry and what we do.
Like and share, support.
Absolutely.
Inclusive.
That's right. So, excuse me. I would like to, Mr. Horn, what the heck? Sam Horn has graced us with his presence. And Team Minnie's in the house.
Hey.
Oh yeah, smash the bell button so you get notified when I go live with this stuff. Now that Sam's in here, I'm calling you out. I need you on my show. I want you April 26th, Sam. April 26th, I want you on the show. Unless you want to go on our May 3rd show, which we're going to talk about the evolution of car audio competition, including all the mics, how the microphones have changed throughout time, and also how the equipment's changed. How you were stuck with some really cool, what today would be almost factory type stuff. I mean, Sam was one of the first guys. He built a thing called a bazooka cannon, I believe it was. But, Boss. It was the Boss cannon, BOSS. And he took this armored truck and just loaded it with speakers. And it was a sight to be seen. But, Sam, I want you on the show, sir. no hiding anymore.
Need to put a picture of that Boss Cannon too on there.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll absolutely do that. And Sam actually was the judge that helped me kind of realize that this is entertainment for people. Us doing these shows, and I think you both would agree at the shows that you've been to, they're entertaining, right?
Oh, they're so much fun, and the spectators can get involved in the excitement of the races and pushing of the vehicles, or it's an amazing experience, and you can't even imagine what it's like until you've been there.
Yep.
And getting demos, anything from sound quality to hair tricks.
Sometimes it only takes one demo, and you got a new base
Hooked. That's right. Hooked.
Exactly.
You know, they're there. You know?
Yep. Tiffany Paris says, glad to meet a fellow female bass head. So.
Oh, and right back at you. Us girls have to stick together. We've grown a lot in the industry since a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Anna Flowers was my inspiration for sure.
Yeah, I think she was a lot of people's inspiration. She was doing big things.
Who was that?
Anna Flowers from
Oh, Anna. Dude.
Yeah.
Anna.
It's amazing.
Yes. Anna. And in case you guys don't know, DC Audio, they say it's Rusty Flower's show, but I guarantee you, Anna's the one in charge. Yeah, we talked about this previously on another show, and Stacey, I'm sure, is the same way with Danny. Is the women involved in this? Dave's not married, but so for me and you, Stacey, without your support, we couldn't do what we want to do, right? And the same with Anna, right? Rusty wouldn't be able to do what he does if he didn't have the support of Anna. And we love to say, like I said, thank you to the women in our lives that help. For me, it's kept me grounded because, I would be right there with Dave buying a new car this week,
It's like that old saying that I hear. I'm not part of that saying, but I'm single. But it says, behind every good man, there's a strong woman.
That's right.
And I think that applies to a lot of people.
I believe so too. Stacey, so I remember you coming to the show in Autorama. I had you as my trophy girl.
Yes.
I had you do a couple of hair tricks in the lanes for me.
Yes.
You didn't have the purple hair then.
No, that's just been the last 7 years or so.
Yeah. Do you? I don't think Team Mini came down for that show. I think it was just you and Danny and Mike. And that particular event, I believe I had 150 something entries.
Yes, it was a huge event.
Yes.
Turnout.
And just so you guys know, Autorama, I am working to try and get that again next year, which is always Valentine's weekend, which I've done it for 19 years. So my wife expects that I'm working Valentine's weekend, and I get that off. So bonus.
Well, I'm very lucky that Danny and I both love the sport so much. We would do it every weekend if we could. So.
Mm-hmm. So Steven, Mr. Team Mini over here, says you're his cash girl. What does that mean?
He tries to bribe me a little bit just for a joke once in a while we're doing hair trick competitions, which I'm proud to say we've brought into the lanes at the shows at Ep6 Audio in Spruce Grove, Alberta. Ray Choi made me his hair trick judge in 2016. And it's been amazing. So, but it's always been about family and cheerleading, all the way from teamwork, husband and wife, to competitor to spectator and competitor. There's so much cooperation in this sport and so much involvement. It's just such a pleasure to be a part of.
Oh, like I said, that's really what we like to bring in this show is we like to talk about, some of the things that we've done in the past and how these shows have brought us together. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially your entire social network is your basehead community, right?
I have a huge basehead family that I'm very appreciative of. It goes even to, I have my mini bass girl, my niece that helps me out at the hair trick shows.
Mm-hmm.
To I have a bass girl Haley and bass girl Cynthia in Victoria, Australia, who help Grant Stapleton do some hair trick competitions as well. So I have a big family of friends, and I'm very blessed to have had this experience and journey with DB Drag.
I actually see Grant Stapleton in the chat right there. But does anybody here have any questions for Stacey? Like I said, she's pretty outgoing. She goes to those car shows to have a good time. Um, Kevin Kuhn says one day I'll be able to do a hair trick. I'm guessing he's probably bald. That's what bald
Yes.
people usually say.
Yes. Hi, Kevin. Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Tiffany mentions that the kids always get involved, and as you know, with my shows, I'm trying to be as family friendly as I can. They're telling us right now that their daughter, I believe Navia, attends most of the events with them. Stacy, where are you from? Is it Alberta, Canada, or?
Yes, Alberta, Canada. And actually, for a while, we had mini SPL for our kids there too. So,
Yes. We do have mini SPL. Oh, we have it is called Power Wheels, right? So we have
sorry, yes.
yeah. So we have Power Wheels, which is I don't think ours is Power Wheels. I think ours is called Bagger Beats with a Power Wheels class.
Oh, that is so awesome. It's again so great to be such a family
Mm-hmm.
welcoming sport.
Yes.
You got to train them while they're young.
That's hey. So I mean, like I told you, right? Rick Garcia's in here hanging out, and his son Ricky Garcia is a competitor. You saw him at the last show. He had that freaking van, no walls or whatever, doing 160 something, right?
Yeah. It was crazy. And I think I was talking to you about him, and you said that he started out real young with his dad or something.
Yeah, he was coming to the shows when he was like 4 or 5 years old with his dad.
Yeah.
And look, now his dad doesn't compete anymore, but comes to the shows with him, right? Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like my daughter. I took her to some shows, and she branched out and became sponsored by DC and Gately and did her own thing and was Team DC. So, I mean, it happens. You get that bug.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Speaking of shows, Dave, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Don't remind me. I stopped counting. You know.
Hey, I'm only a year and a half away from being able to bowl as a senior. All right.
Yeah, but you probably got your AARP card already, so I'm close. I'm close to there, so that'll be the benefits. I'll get 10% off my next meal.
So we're gonna have a show for people that don't know. We intended to do it over at Nyman's. Just real quick, I read this. It says there's a judging sheet, but makes your hair messy and your nose tickle.
Yes.
That was from Grant. Oh yeah, somebody asked what qualifies you as an awesome hair trick, and the response was there is a judge and a sheet, but it makes your hair messy and your nose tickle.
Yes, that would be part of the scorecard that I use. I check off different things and just like, is my hair floating gently or is it whipping wildly, or do I feel my nose hair, or your hair that you don't want to admit you have, and is my breathing affected in unison with the hair trick? So they're just talking about the hair trick rules that we have kind of evolved from over the years.
There
go ahead,
to be a hair trick girl? I'm not asking for myself, but to be a hair trick girl, do you require their hair to be a certain length because of the video, because of how it appears on video? Is there a requirement?
To be honest, no. It's all about fun and inclusiveness. So the more women we can get involved and the more hair trick events we can have across the world, I think the better.
Yeah.
Um,
So what I am going to do, Stacey, is I'm going to ask you for that file. Um, I'm sure Ray can get it to me if you can't. But what your little scorecard sheet is, and we may do a little hair trick competition at your show this weekend, Dave.
I think that'd be a good thing. I mean, there's so many demoers out there,
Yep.
and there's so many people that are windy, like Jose Ramos and Shane Spence, and you know, we have some builds that are coming out insane, but people love that visual.
Yep.
Love that visual, and I think that'd be something good to add to it.
Yeah. Like I said, this is entertainment, right? So we're here to entertain the people at the event. For me personally, I'm trying to entertain the people at the event. I'm trying to entertain people, spectators that came by, right? So that's what this is about. We're gonna have a great thing. Actually, Rick Garcia says he competed in World Finals in San Mateo with the Festiva. So that would have been 2007 was the World Finals in San Mateo.
That's when I was lucky enough to meet Ray Choi, FX Audio, and the A-Team, and you know, Team Rip Rock. Those guys. I didn't know they'd be family now. I didn't know we'd end up in Canada. So.
And I will say, it's no disrespect to you, Ray, Don Hebig, Danny, any of those Canadian guys. Team Mini, all you guys are awesome. But I absolutely love the twins. Team Rip Rock.
Yes.
They are freaking awesome guys.
They are amazing people. So kind, so thoughtful. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's an honor to know them.
So you Canadians, you have a liquid up there they call beer. And it comes in a white can. And it just says beer. And that's it.
And that's it.
Yes. So the twins brought that to World Finals one year. A whole pallet.
Oh my goodness.
And
that surprised me.
And so
was it October?
As a matter of fact, it was October, right? So, but the thing is once they brought the beer into the United States, they couldn't take it back to Canada.
Right.
So,
so I guess we got to drink it all, eh?
Everybody at the World Finals had to drink it, eh?
Drink it all, eh?
I've been trying so hard not to say A. Sorry.
No, go for it. We love the A. I make fun of Ray every time. What's going on, Ray? A?
Yeah, no.
Because it looks funny coming from him, right? So, you know, he's an Asian guy, and you don't think of Asians when you think Canada. And so then all of a sudden...
It says beer.
Is that what it is? Beer?
Yeah, beer?
Yeah.
I recall that now, yes.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's much higher content than the beer we have in the United States. So
we can drink our beer, eh?
Yep. Oh yeah, they drunk everybody under the table at that World Finals. It wasn't. He's like, we still got a whole level left of this beer, and then they literally left it at the World Finals location, and just packed up and left.
Oh man.
Tiffany Paris from Barbados, she goes, "Hey, I was looking forward to the A. Don't hold back."
Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate it, eh? Very much.
I'm going to ask you, Stacey, up there in Canada, what are the most popular cities that you guys are holding events?
We're holding events in Spruce Grove, Alberta, and Edmonton, Alberta. We've had a few in the past years in Calgary, Alberta, Red Deer, Alberta.
So for people that, real quick, for people that don't know geography, right? There's quite a few people that are geography not that good. Where is that? Would that be the center, south center? Where's that at? Those areas?
You know,
she lives there and she's geography challenged.
I'm geography challenged too. No, my goodness, I'm sorry, I don't recall. Just a minute.
That's okay. Anyway, so it's Canada. It's obviously the south end of Canada because when you get up north, there's nothing. So,
Yes, yes.
but yeah, so you guys do shows at FX Audio.
Yes.
And what are the other shops you do them at?
I remember the very first shop we did it at was at JB's Power Center in Edmonton, Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually where I got my bass girl name.
Okay.
Yeah, I phoned there so much, bothering them about the first show we ever found in 2012. I would phone and ask questions about bass race, and they wouldn't know. And finally, I found somebody, well, 3 or 4 guys. Once I phoned, and the gentleman said, "Is this the girl about bass?" And I said, "Yep, it's Bass Girl." So, and there we went from there, just to find out where I'd go. I never knew.
That's awesome. Team Mini just chimed in. It's Western Canada. So.
Thank you, Team Mini. I appreciate it, Steve, so much. Yes.
Steve, once again, we will have Steve on sometime. And Stacey and Steve are true Canadians. They apologize for everything they do, and they always help out. So.
Yes. We love helping out, and yes, we love apologizing too. I'm sorry.
See? She did absolutely nothing wrong, but she's sorry for it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, my Canadian brethren I really enjoy them. So it's Spruce Grove is west of Edmonton. Edmonton is central in Alberta. Red Deer is south of Edmonton. So there you go, the Southwest for you guys. But yeah, so that's where you guys mainly have your events, and that's because Ray Choi is your judge. And so do you live in the same town as Ray or no?
No, I live about an hour out from Ray.
Okay, and so how far do you guys travel to put on a show?
We'll travel a couple hours, 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
We'll travel wherever we can. If we could travel to the States, we would. My husband and I would go anywhere to compete and to be involved.
Challenge accepted.
They actually love to come down to California, right? So, but they also go to Surf City, correct?
Yes, we had a wonderful trip with Pops before he passed in 2018 and went to Surf City. That was a lot of fun. We were very blessed to do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, go ahead.
For Danny, especially for Peak Freak Danny, my husband. Yeah. Well, the van we have the van now. Pops gave it to us in 2015. My girlfriend and I, very close friend and teammate, Tony Fay, drove down to Washington to get it. And then Danny won his 2015 and 2017 Top Dog rings in it. So there's a lot of history in Pops' van that's carrying on. So.
Okay, so I got to tell you guys this. I don't remember if I've told Stacey this or not. So back in, I don't know, 2006-ish, somewhere back then, Pops or Old Man Mike, we went down to the show in Fresno, which was Jay's Alarms. And it happened to be October 31st. And Jay's like, I want to do a costume contest. I want to do decorate your car. So I wore a Hulk outfit. So I was Incredible Hulk, green head, all that stuff. I was fully dressed in Green Hulk. And, and my kids came with me. And I was like, Mike, your van is blank. And he said, he went and got some Sharpies from Jay at Jay's Alarms, handed them to my 2 kids that were like 6 and 9, and said, here you go, make my van. Dude, they were boo on it, and freaking some tiger stripes, and some ghost, and a zombie. And so they decorated up his van, and there were vehicles that were way better decorated, but by crowd approval, his van won best costume of a vehicle for that.
It's for the kids.
Yeah,
definitely for the kids. It's all about the family and for the kids.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, so I got good memories of Old Man Mike. And for you guys that don't know, he ended up going to Crossfire and he worked there for a few years driving forklift and stocking and stuff like that. So he was Old Man Mike, and then he was Crossfire Mike, and at the end he was Pops. So
Pops. Yeah. Always pops.
yeah. So, yeah, like I said, great dude. And like I said, I wanted to show with this particular podcast how even the little things that we did that we didn't think much about previously have ripples that create waves as time goes on. So, and his little ripple has created such a huge wave in the industry. And I wanted to share that specifically with Stacey and Danny. So, like I said, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate the tribute to Pops. He
So,
definitely was legendary to us.
yeah,
So
like I said, great dude. Nothing but respect for the guy. So
yes,
Dave is starting his own ripples. Team Send It. Tell us about Team Send It first.
What's that?
Tell us about Team Send It first.
What would you like to know?
Just tell us
Team
about
Send
your team. What it represents. What it represents to you.
When I started this team, I wanted to form a team where it wasn't necessarily always about winning. It was about a brotherhood, about having fun with the sport and not letting it overtake your life as if you don't win, you're off the team. That's where I've seen a lot of teams fail. They're just too extreme dedicated. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what they want to do. I just wanted to go about, I've seen a lot of people at the shows and I was interacting with a lot of them and they kind of gravitated towards me and me to them. And they had a lot of dedication, but didn't know how to go about forming that clay. So we kind of it just grew on its own. I really don't know how. I have a great I have a guy on there, you probably know him as Mac Vick. The guy is I think he was a recruiter for the Army back in his prior life because he just goes out there and meets so many people. And I have a great support system. Everybody plays a role in the team and everybody works together. They take direction, they take coaching, mentoring. I know I may be the founder and president, but I still have a vote just like they do. We all carry the same weight in our vote. And we just work more as a unit and a family. It's not about being the loudest or being the best. It's about growing and becoming better and helping others. And my team, I encourage them to help new people that come to the shows and kind of try to educate them to help the sport grow and to just help and just have fun. That's all it's about, really. It's just about fun. That's what Team Senat's about. We barbecue a lot. We have a lot of team meetings. We work on each other's builds. Everybody brings something to the table, and that's all that matters. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to have the team as the loudest guys. It'd be nice, but hence the name. Yeah. But it's more of a camaraderie of brotherhood.
There you go. Okay. So this coming weekend, once again, we intended to have the show at Nyman's shop. He has prior family obligations, which, hey, like I said, we're about family too, right? So never fault anybody for.
Well, he was nice enough to actually, let use his place numerous times. So I know, if something comes up, by all means, I totally understand. And I had a couple people reach out to me. Offered their locations, and I thought that the Lunsford was the closest in proximity to Milos. So I thought it worked better. I know a lot of people. It was really packed last time when Lucky threw his show there. But since then we've done some modifications. We've opened up another parking lot on the south side of the wall, which is probably almost as big as Nyman's by itself, not including the other main aisleway or the competition area that you we're set up at. So it's actually, if when we lay it out, it'll actually be a bigger venue as far as space.
Okay.
I'm going to go there this week. We're going to stripe the lines for people to come in. I'm going to have people guiding people into park, so that way we can line everybody up. So
I will also like to say, Team Send It. We do have where Team Send It constantly, whether it be Dave or somebody else. You guys do a great job in helping me out. Most of the time, it is Dave. Absolutely. I've taught Dave how to do the probes, right? So setting up the clamp. And Dave helps out with that quite a bit, and I do totally appreciate that. That's really a good thing. But Team Send It is definitely ones that help out our events. Probably, I would say, the most of anybody currently. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody else, and I don't ask for the help. Just Dave's like, hey, where can I help you out? And he jumps right in there and helps out.
well,
So,
I noticed there's two sides to that coin, right?
uh-huh.
One side of the coin is I get to educate myself by learning
Right.
from you, which trickles down to my team. So when we are testing and tuning and they're trying to do a build, I have somewhat of some input, so I can educate my team on doing things so they don't put themselves out of a class that they're trying to stay in by doing a modification.
Yep.
The other side of that coin is you get so busy trying to probe and set meters up, you're not interacting like you normally can with the crowd. And I think that's one of the best parts of your shows, is that when you're not so busy trying to get the cars in and out of the lanes because they're backed up around the corner, you tend to just go. And I want to help you because that part, a lot of people love to watch you do that judging. A lot of people make comments that Doug is fun to watch, and when Doug's not overwhelmed, he is like funny. He's giving people names.
Yeah.
He's doing all kind of stuff, and then he sounds like an auctioneer, like he's auctioning cattle off. He's and it's always fun to watch, and that's the part I like. And that's why I just want to help the sport.
Yeah, I've hired two people that you guys have met recently, Mariah and Joe. They've came out and helped me recently. It's really cool when I can get both of them there and helping me, but lately either Mariah or Joe can't make it, so I'm stuck with only one helper. So if anybody out there in the Northern California area is looking to help out and wants a paying gig as a helper for helping me do shows, please get in contact with me, because in all honesty, it bothers me. I appreciate Dave's help, but it bothers me that he feels he needs to do that. So
I never got paid.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't pay that sucker.
It's worth the knowledge.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, and Team Mini, we call those mic monkeys. So back in the day, we used to just use microphones, and so the mic monkey would jump in a car, mic monkey, and set everything up, and then jump back out. So that's how we used to do it back in the days. And that's why we used to call them mic monkeys. But I absolutely do appreciate everything Dave does. Don't let anybody fool you. We are still having the event. And it is, once again, it's Dave's birthday. So we're doing that. It's going to be at Lunsford's Customs over there. Was it again?
On Florin Perkins. I don't have the exact address on me. I should have wrote that down prior to, but it's on Florin Perkins. I mean, you can't miss it. It's
oh yeah, it'll be hard to miss once we get going.
Yeah, it'll be hard to miss. It's right on the main street on Florin Perkins, and it's going to be packed.
It will be. And hey, I just want to bring this up. I hopefully everybody knows me well enough to know that I don't discriminate against other organizations, and I encourage people to participate in other organizations. There was a event down in Fresno this weekend. I heard turnout was awesome.
I seen video of that. I myself, I had a couple teammates, Steve Fontaine, Mac Vic, and Adrian went down there.
Okay.
They said it was amazing. The turnout was phenomenal. I wanted to go. It's just I'm on crunch time. It's my birthday bash, and I need to work on what we're trying to bring out at my show.
Yeah, you may have a
So
surprise.
I have a surprise. So, you know, I have a couple surprises. So
Yeah, there we go.
actually, the team has about 3 or 4, but we're gonna hold some of those off until another show because they're not finished. But we're not gonna rush it. But no,
Okay.
I just working, trying to get everything ready. My thing was I just turned 47, so last year was I was trying to I was trying to hit a 50 before I hit 50. So I finally did in my Tahoe. I was more of a
Yes.
base racer, top dogger. I wasn't after numbers, but after after being around so many loud builds, it just you sit there and base race, and I'm fairly good at that in top dog. But
Yeah.
sit in some of these, and you sit in some of these cars, I'm like, and then I get in mine, I'm like, you know, I wanted something bigger, so that's what I've been working on.
So
What's it
so
take?
Dave, so check this out, right? So back when we started base race, we used to call it street beat, okay? And it was very similar to base race, except for it was DB drag, where you had to play music across the full 30 seconds, and whatever your peak note was, that's what your score was, right? So it was slightly different. That was like how it started, and then it evolved into base race. Thanks to Sam Horn. Sam Horn was a big, uh, he was the driving force behind it. But when Wayne and I and Sam and a couple other judges were talking, we're going, GB drag is beginning to get really expensive to be a top level competitor. How can we bring people in? And Wayne's thing was, well, we want everybody to be a DB dragger. And Sam and I and other people were like, yes, but we're going to price everybody out of becoming a DB dragger. Like they don't even have a hope in hell.
Yeah.
So we developed Cyclone, we developed Base Race, we developed Top Dog, that anybody can come in and be competitive on a national level with the hopes that they do exactly what you're doing right now.
Yeah, that's kind of what it evolved in. I started in the base race and I was hooked. Top Dog was my big adrenaline rush because it got to put me against other people in different brackets to all battle for the same, points, the same leveling field. And, I got some rivals in that one, Lucky being one of them, always fun battling him. We always had fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually you get louder and then you just get used to it, like there's some guys I know that can sit I sat in Ray Pimley's one time and I literally jumped out and I was doing a 60. I was like, Jesus, that's loud. Other people get in there and they're just looking like they're knitting a sweater like it's nothing, 60 is nothing, because they're so used to it. I'm not saying it's not loud, but they go sit in there, and I see him at shows. There's a guy doing almost a 70, a 67. Can I sit in your port? I'm thinking, you want to sit where it's doing 80 plus, in the port. You want to go sit in there? Yeah, I want to go sit in there. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? All right, have at it.
Right.
Jesus.
No, like I said, so the intention, don't get confused. Base racing, and this is a hobby, but ultimately, we are a business, and the people that sponsor the events typically are businesses like Lunsford Customs, and the idea is to bring excitement and fun and recognize it with the name. So in this instance, my job is to people to go, remember that Team Send It show? At that Team Send It show, I did this. And then now people equate your name, Team Send It, with having fun. So, we were narrow casting, I think, a little bit with DB Drag when amps started becoming 20,000 watt amps, 30,000 watt amps. We got these big, massive amps, and now you need what, $5,000 in Li Yong, whatever, back caps, right? Or lithium.
Lithium.
Yeah. And then now you need 3 alternators. Oh, there's another $1,100, right? Then you need a bracket for the alternator. There's another $400. Then you need, a new belt. That's $200.
You just described my Tahoe that I built. I put 3 alternators in it. I had an 80 amp lithium Brand X, and I just put 5 banks of Yinglongs in it. I'm rewiring the 3 alts to charge at 16, and I'm swapping out amps for other amps, and you just described my Tahoe. You haven't even seen it.
I am very familiar with the world. So back when I started DB Drag, I entered the beginning class, which was 212s, and I believe it was 1,000 watts. Okay, so my amp cost me $500 back then for 1,000 watt amp. And my 212s I bought from DB Don, known as Beyond Audio, out of Canada. Yeah, so I bought subs from him. So those were $500 a piece, right? So I was into it, $1,500 plus the 30, 40, 50-ish boxes I built, which aren't free, right?
Wood is not cheap, especially now.
And then the time. I mean, just the ungodly amount of time. With Base Race and Top Dog, in all reality, I could take a single 10 in a sealed box with a 500 watt amp, and I can go be competitive in 129.9 Base Race.
Yeah, but you're fine where you're at, Doug. You just stay right there, okay? You just appreciating.
You don't want me to step in the 129.9 class with you? What's up?
I would like to go against you, when it sounds where everybody's gone, just to see if,
Oh, no. There's no when everybody's gone. It has to be in front of everybody.
I don't want you to look bad.
Oh, trust me, nobody's ever made me look bad. You see this prettiness?
What's funny is when I first started, I was trying to base race. And It's a true story. This is how Doug is. I kept overshooting, right? And I was like, I think my stereo's too loud because I had 218s in my Blazer. I was like, it's too powerful. I keep shooting over. Doug sits there and goes, watch this. He starts up the mic, 129.9, right there in my vehicle. Never sat in it, never messed with the volume, nothing, just with my bass knob, everything. And right there, I thought, okay, this guy, he knows what he's doing. And then I've seen him do it to multiple people at shows. When they say, oh, I can't do it, he'll go in there and go, this is how you do it. And next, I see that person again back at the show because they learned something and Doug took the time to teach them, and or other people at the show. But I've seen him do it with other people's systems.
Mr. Talbot checking in.
Yeah. You got some skill.
Yeah. So hey, but like I said, I could take a single 10 sealed box, 500 watts, and I could be nationally competitive. It's all about the practice. And I don't even practice. I've never competed in a single base race event ever because I helped develop it, right? So I'm way past my time of competing. And
It's a conflict of interest.
It is. You are correct. But I wouldn't mind teaching you and putting you in your place during a show. Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
You know what? We can have some fun.
Who's got a car that I can borrow at the Team Send It show?
Sure everybody will volunteer to see you go.
I don't even care what car it is. Dude, the car can do 160s and I'll base race a 129.9 in that thing. It don't matter. It's all about control.
I will say this. You're lucky I'm not bringing the Lexus this weekend.
Oh, now I ain't bringing the Lexus.
No,
wow.
I have to,
I know.
And stuff, but
I know.
My Lexus is pretty much dialed in. I have it dialed.
You do have it dialed in pretty well.
And I'm not on your Grand Poobah level yet of just sitting in someone else's car and doing that. I'm okay, but I'm not on that level yet.
Okay. Mac Vic's volunteering his vehicle.
Hater.
Hey, Chris Jensen, he says, I got you, Doug. Borrow mine.
Yeah.
Dude.
My own teammate, my VP.
I know. Dude, but Jensen's truck, holy crap, can that thing hold a 9.9? Dude.
That guy right there. That guy you got to watch.
Dude.
Right here. He's the next one I do this to.
Yeah, his vehicle is set up well for the 129.9 class.
And yeah, he can do it, and he don't even play bullshit.
Hey, hopefully Yeshi comes. Yeshi just popped in. Oh, dude, Yeshi comes. Hey, I'm not gonna wear shorts this weekend. You can come and take pictures of me, and I won't look all fugly. So
yeah, they won't that glare coming back off the legs won't put a
That's right.
Lens.
Yeah.
Yeshi, please come out to the show. He takes phenomenal angles and just the way he edits them.
Oh yeah.
Just amazing eye. He has an amazing eye, man.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeshi, matter of fact, if he does make it out there this weekend, we need to talk to him about Battle at the Castle thing. There's some people interested in maybe doing a remote location DB drag event. And Yeshi was pretty instrumental in putting together a fairly large event. It used to happen in Turlock. So maybe talk to him a little bit about it. And just hey, so you guys know too, I am working hard with Josh Tattoo out of Reno. Dude.
He hooked it up.
I think Reno's going to go off this year.
I think so too. I think that bass scene out there and what Joshua is doing, he's kind of connecting everybody more.
He is
get involved with each other and forming more of a SPL, and I think you have bass heads RS out there.
Okay.
Another person that is doing barbecues and things like that. So I definitely see Reno on the up and up.
Yeah, he's definitely helping to develop a culture out there for what we do.
Exactly. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Building a culture. So
one of the best dudes you'll meet too. The nicest guys.
Yep. He's just as Canadian as Stacey, except for he doesn't give the A.
I appreciate that.
So Stacey, have you ever competed? I don't know I've ever seen you actually compete.
Yes, I competed a little bit in 2013, 14, 15. I was lucky enough to win a few best of shows, and our team Peak Freak, same thing.
Yeah.
Lots of camaraderie. Won the loudest show. Ep6 Audio puts on quite a few great trophies, whatnot. In 2016, I broke my windshield with the competing. It's my own fault. I had the rear view mirror still on when I don't have that on anymore, because that certainly didn't help the situation. But that was in the preview. So but I never stopped encouraging and cheerleading and welcoming other people into the shows, to include new people and explain to them what's going on and get them involved. My husband even recruited somebody from Wendy's once who came in, and so it's all about the family and the get together.
Kevin said you whooped on him a few times.
I did, and he whooped on me too. It's a mutual thing.
What was your class of choice that you like to go into?
I personally like 149.9 base race.
So she's gonna, if she comes down here, she'll have to top dog against you.
Top dog is great. Like you guys were saying, it's over. Everybody assumes you need a big, huge system to do this, and you certainly don't. That's for sure.
Yep.
The only thing that used to get me about Top Dog is I do 129.9. You're going against someone 149.9, and they bust over. They're gonna crank their system or open their door, and that pressure, I had it happen to me. They shot me over just by them shaking my car.
Yep.
And man, so that was something that I used to like, oh, you son of a gun, you know, I had you. Made me shoot over because you know, I'm not as loud. So
I wouldn't think that fast. Yeah, you have to be right on your toes to do something like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do quite a few shows out here, and people just like to screw with each other. So yeah, it's a well-known fact in the California area that if you have a really loud car, you have an advantage against a less loud car if you screw up. So, but anyway, so we're running on the hour time right now. Stacey, were there any mistakes that you made competing that you could probably help somebody else out that so they don't make that mistake?
But they don't make that mistake.
Mhm.
Maybe rushing into it, doing too much at once. Just take your time and enjoy it and have a lot of fun.
Okay. What about you,
that's
Dave? Any
uh,
mistake that you would like to share with somebody to, kind of help them so that they don't have to pay for that mistake, or when they do, you can
I
say, "I told you."
I think I think I'm gonna have to piggyback on hers. I think that's something. I think that's a big one right there. People come in to this sport and they see someone loud and they'll go buy all kinds of stuff, slap it in, and just it's not working because they patience. I would say is probably one of the biggest things. Doing it right, having patience. I see people rush it, don't sound good. They sell everything. They buy a whole plethora of new equipment, thinking it's going to change. Going to see this guy doing this number with it, and then it doesn't sound right, and they don't take the time to give it the proper builder, doing a proper design, and proper testing. And that's something I learned.
Okay.
Spending money on things I probably didn't need to.
And I would say ask questions, right?
Yes,
Always.
definitely ask questions and never think because you think you have the answer. There's always two sides to a coin, you know.
Yep.
And someone that's been in the sport a long time, and when they give me that 1 or 2 minutes of their opinion, my
Mhm.
eyes are open and my ears are open and my mouth is shut.
There you go.
I'm trying to observe and just take in everything that they say because they've been there, done that. And if I can learn from their mistakes, I'll gladly save myself that one.
All right, guys. So once again, thank you for joining me. Team Send It Dave up there in the top left corner. We got Stacey McClelland. That's Bass Girl right down there on the bottom, all the way from Canada. Um,
A
A.
Thank you guys so much, for having us. We really appreciate it.
Oh,
It was nice to meet you, Stacey. I never had the pleasure to meet your dad and things like that. I heard great things about him, and I heard great things about you. So if you're ever in Sacramento at a show, make sure that I get to meet you in person. Okay?
Oh, that would be such an honor. No, I appreciate it very much. And it was a pleasure to meet you. And happy birthday from all us Canadians here, eh?
Hey, hey.
Just to let you guys know, we are going to be doing a show. This is Dave's birthday show. That will be April 18th, which is this coming Sunday at Lunsford Customs. And like I said, same normal time. Roll in 10 o'clock, brackets at noon. And then next week's show, so you guys know, we'll be back on again Monday. Next week's show is going to be a gentleman by the name of Bass Cop. So Bass
Oh,
Cop will be
yeah,
here. Yeah,
yeah. He's sponsored by Audio Pipe.
that's correct.
Yeah,
Um,
I know him.
okay, so Bass
Good
Cop's
dude.
going to be on next week along with world champion Carlos Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Fresh
a lot
off
of
of
talk.
his thing, fresh off of his world championship, he'll be here next week with us also. And also Nick Wright talking about his event coming up, which is Triple Fest down in Alabama. And that's going to be the following weekend. So we're going to talk to Nick Wright from Incriminator Audio for a couple minutes, just kind of get the information about his event and maybe some of the hard hitters that are going to be there, including Wayne Harris and Celise Harris. Both are going to be at his event.
Nice.
Once again, guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Remember to like, share, smash the notification bell so that you see when I go live. We go live every Monday at 6 p.m. California time. And we're on iHeartRadio and also iTunes. Remember to share and like as much as you can. Get these, help grow our community. please. Once again, I want to thank you guys, and we are out.
Thank you.
See you later, Doug.